Friends and professionals, we are back with another Modern Lending Lab Live. Man, if you missed the actual lab experience last week, you missed out. I'm telling you, it was fire, so much fun, almost 500 people coming together, loan officers at every company, exploring digital marketing, brand building, social media. Woo! If you're interested in the next one, it's coming up on the 21st of May, and we're talking about realtors and referral partners in the modern age. So if that's your jam, ask for the link. I'll get it to you. Just open Zoom. Welcome to come hang out with all of us and talk about how to drive those strategies. But today we're going into a micro content topic called "Are you organic or strategic?" In fact, when I posted this last week ahead of this live, I got questions immediately coming up on the feed asking, this is an interesting topic. Let's get into it and let's dive in. This was one of the main things that stood out to me on my brand new experience where I traveled around the country and met loan officers and talked about brands and all that fun stuff. It was really about this topic. When I got into their business plan, the meat of what they do every day, a theme emerged immediately, and I started to comment on it like, are you being organic or strategic? And here's what I mean by this. Organic activities, things we do organically, are things that are just part of our nature. They become part of who we are. So for example, many of you in business and sales and entrepreneurship as mortgage professionals, this will resonate. You kind of feel like, hey, I haven't touched base with so-and-so agent in a while. I haven't really called my past customers. You feel that like organic pull. I haven't really called my past customers in a while. I should probably do something there. And you feel this kind of organic nature where it's natural. It comes up just like from the core. And that natural like desire to accomplish something or to do something is easy. It feels like it's what you're supposed to be doing. It feels natural. It's comfortable. And so when I would challenge people about or ask questions about their week. Hey, so let's look at your calendar. What are you doing this week to drive business? What are you going to do in marketing? What are you doing for sales? What's your strategies? I get a lot of like, well, I'm going to reach out to people. Well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do so-and-so. And I say, well, is this strategic? Meaning you call 10 people today on Monday or you don't go home. Is that? And they're like, well, no, it's not like that. It's more just kind of like when it's organic. I just kind of do it. I just do it. And so, look, I'm not here to just crap on organic marketing and sales activities. I think that they're natural and they feel good, and you should do them as they come up, and your brain and your gut tells you I should do this. You should do those. At the same time, there's so much power in being strategic. I'm gonna lay out an example for you. Face-to-face marketing strategies for referral partners. This is going to be one of the things we talk about in the lab on the 21st, if you want to come into it. Let me give you a play-by-play of what mine was as an example. Glory days, which, whatever, not, but fine, just stay with me. Thursdays was broker preview from 1 to 4 in Newport Beach. Fridays was broker previews from 1 to 4 in Costa Mesa. If you've never heard the term broker previews before, broker caravan, it's where agents held open houses for other agents. They didn't, in some cities, you actually would meet at like a pizza place at 10 in the morning, and then you'd pitch your listings, and then you'd go out and all the agents would have these up, and I got the pink sheets. It was all pink. And you'd go, and all these agents had their houses open, and you could tour these houses. So they were open for the public, but they really weren't. If someone walked in for the public, it was fine. But to me, this was a chance to meet agents. Saturdays, Sundays, the holy days of marketing for real estate and mortgage professionals. His open houses were from 1 to 4. Sundays open houses were from 1 to 4. My regimented strategic action was between 1 to 4 on those 4 days. I saw 6 to 8 realtors based on the top 100 agents in my market. So strategically based on the best agents. I hierarchy. If I saw the best agents out, that's who I went and visited. 6 to 8, 6 to 8, 6 to 8, 6 to 8. Every single week, non-negotiable. I don't care how I felt. I don't care what I was doing. I don't care how many pre-quals I had coming in. This was booked, hard time, get out, no matter what. Strategic efforts are uncomfortable. They feel that they're necessary. They don't feel like nice to do and natural. They require effort. And the best originators on the planet today, the best salespeople, the best entrepreneurs, the winners, are so militant in their strategic effort that they have no compromises. They don't do it when it feels right or feels necessary. They do it because it's a priority. That's the core difference between being organic and strategic. This isn't the call out, but maybe it is. Maybe you're feeling a little convicted. Maybe you're looking at this going like, oh, I should probably figure this out. Here's an example. Let's look at your calendar. Pull it up right now. Look at your calendar. How many things in your calendar are reactive and organic? And how many things in your calendar are like strategic things that drive my business? Why do we think most salespeople's pipelines look like this all the time? Because they're organic. Because they're like, ooh, I don't have enough leads. I'm going to go out and I'm going to do the things I know I should do to drive my business. Then they get busy and all the strategic stuff falls off because it doesn't become a priority anymore. And so then they just find themselves in organic reactive mode. And look, I know amazing, let me just put an asterisk on this. I know some of the best originators in the country that are that are operating almost entirely organically now. They don't have strategy, they don't have intention, but they built their business, the machine's turning. And so they don't have to do the things they used to have to do because they're leveraging different ways. And look, I'm not going to come at you if you're like, Alec, I don't do that anymore. I'm funding a ton of money. Good for you. Amazing. You're not maximizing your ability, but that's fine. Maybe you're comfortable where you're at and you're doing 30, 50, 60 million a year. Awesome. Love you. If you're happy, quality of life, work-life balance, family, friends, you're winning at life. But there's a piece of you out there who's like, I want more. I want to do better. I want to drive a next level results. I want to crest this hill. Then you got to start putting strategic activities that drive originations into your weekly schedule. Period. End of discussion. I'm going to sit awkwardly with you for a minute and just sit in this space. Just kind of let it marinate for a second. You see what I'm putting down? Call yourself out on this stuff. Call yourself out. No one's going to do it for you. No one's going to call you out. Call yourself out on this stuff. Gut check yourself. Look at your calendar. How much of it is intentional strategic time and how much of it is just, I have some open blocks and I hope something happens good in those times. I might just kind of scroll through my email, or who haven't I followed up with in a while? Who haven't I talked to in a few days? If that's how you run your business, you're just limiting your ability to achieve the success you're capable of. That's all. If that matters to you, then get strategic, get intentional. Put whatever barriers or support structures around you that you need to be successful. Accountability, public declarations. We're going to talk about that next week. What are you going to do to wrap yourself up in the support system you need to execute on the things you know you need to be doing? This is what I find fascinating about sales conferences. Have you ever been to a sales conference? Walked out on cloud nine, come off the mountaintop with 700 new ideas, a scratch pad full of ideas and things, and just jack to the nine to go tackle your business and change the trajectory of your existing career. I love it. I like speaking at conferences. I love being with people at these events. I love seeing the spark in their eyes, the intention, the execute. I love it. What happens? What happens? What happens? What happens after the event? We slip right back into being organic. We slip right back into our comfort zone. We slip right back into doing what we've always done. That's not going to work. You're not going to change. My first mentor, Kevin Buddy, had a lot of funny things to say about mortgages. But in leadership, he had a saying that he repeated quite frequently. I was talking about how do you hire great people? How do you mentor? How do you coach? How do you bring people up? How do you change the trajectory of your career? Because that's what every good leader wants to do, right? A great leader wants to help change the trajectory of somebody's life. It's an honor. It's one of the best things you can do in the world. But he had a little jadedness to him, and he used to say, "You can't change people, so change people." It's funny. It's quippy. It's punny. People can't change, so you got to go ditch them and find the people that are already drivers and already self-motivated and already strategic and go just hire them, because you can't change people. Part of me in 20 years of leadership and mentorship and coaching and all the things that I've done resonate with that. Like, I can't change that person, so might as well work around them. Might as well move them out. Put them on a PIP, baby. Get them out the door and bring in somebody who's going to already do it. But then the other part of me is like filled with despair over that phrase, because the hope of humanity is that we can change. Without that, I think it's over. The hope inside of all of us is that there change is possible, change has happened, and we know that to be true because it's as jaded as we get with the people who don't change. There are examples, shining stars of human beings who have made radical life change and transformed their existence and the community around them at times. And so we can look to those people as proof that hope exists and that you can change. And if you're getting convicted even a little bit and looking at your calendar and realizing that you are organic, and understanding that's not going to take you to the level that you want to go to, that just start putting a little bit of strategy in your day, a little bit of time blocks or prioritization of things that you know you should be doing. Because the other irony of all these events with all these gurus and all these people on the stage is they don't tell you anything you don't already know. They tell you things you already know. Because you do know what to do. You do know what drives your business. You do know what marketing and sales strategies you need to implement right now to drive your business. And if you feel like I'm in that space of you don't, there's 1,000 people that will give you ideas right now. YouTube, you know, less organic, more strategic. It doesn't mean you abandon the things that your gut tells you to do. If your gut says, hey, you need to call this person, I haven't been doing it, then just do it. Make those calls happen, live organically, but operate strategically. Show up every day with a mission and a purpose. A little less organic, a little more strategic. Change the trajectory of your career. I'll see you in the lab on the 21st. Send me a direct message for the Zoom link. I got you. Have a great day.